Let's understand the boxed Sept-Ember Censer and rate it for different styles of play. Open the boxed Sept-Ember Censer to get the Sept-Ember Censer, an item that accumulates 7 embers for each day you log in, and double that on days you ascend. Spend all your embers before ascending or they'll be lost. Note that if you forget to log in, you'll miss the embers for that day. Use the embers from the Stoke link to buy unique items. Visiting this link may also be necessary to get your 7 daily embers, according to some players. The first 4 items are all equipment that will disappear at the next rollover after they are purchased. The Bembershoot is an accessory that grants superhuman cold resistance when you wear it, matching the cold resistance from the much harder to obtain but durable pocket square of Loathing. The Blade of Dismemberment is a one-handed sword with 10 to 20 damage, which weakens opponents when you successfully hit them and does extra damage to enemies with arms or legs as body parts. Since it is a sword, the old traveling trader skill Iron Palms technique lets you use it as a club if desired. The wiki lets you find which monsters have arms and legs for extra damage. Look for category monsters with arms and category monsters with legs. The Embers-only jacket is a 100 power shirt which helps you start Melvin's quest if you don't have the skill Torso Awareness permed. The jacket adds 10 hot attack damage, 20 damage to hot spells, and serious heat resistance when you wear it. Elemental damage is always helpful, though the serious heat resistance only has niche usefulness during an ascension in spots like the typical tavern's non-combat elemental tests. Finally, the Hat of Remembering is 100 power and adds 50 mana points to your capacity, regenerates between 8 and 12 mana points per adventure spent, and reduces the mana point cost of skills by 1 when worn. The hat is a useful pick for anyone who finds themselves running out of mana points when adventuring, particularly during the early council quests. The Wheel of Camembert is a size 1 awesome quality food which gives 30 adventures of the effect Burning Mouth when eaten. Burning Mouth gives an additional 50% to combat initiative and 25 hot damage to attacks. The Mmm-brr brand mouthwash is the most interesting of the bunch. When you use it, you gain substats proportional to your cold resistance with no cap on the substats granted or the number of mouthwashes you can use. This means that you can boost your cold resistance and then use as many mouthwashes as needed to get to your desired character level. The mouthwash is most obviously useful to level up at the beginning of an ascension to unlock more council quests, but is also useful in aftercore for goals such as obtaining the level 30 trophy for each character class. The head of emberg lettuce can be used before you eat to give 5 turns per food fullness of the effect Let Us Rejoice. Let Us Rejoice gives 7 substats per combat, adds 77% each to muscle, mysticality, and moxie, adds 7% each to meat and item drops, and finally adds 7 damage to weapon attacks. You can also get the effect Let Us Rejoice with Pocket Wishes. Let Us Rejoice is a great all-purpose buff for survivability and rewards from tough battles. Next we have 2 combat items. The Septapus Summoning Charm attacks for a small amount of physical damage 7 times in combat, attempting to get a normal item drop from your opponent each time until it succeeds. You can use the Septapus Summoning Charm multiple times against an opponent, though it will only get at most 1 item. The Throwin Ember attacks for a large amount of hot damage. If the Throwin Ember kills your opponent, they will also be banished for 30 adventures. The conditional nature of the banish makes this a tricky combat item to use, since there may be times you want a lot of damage without the banish effect, and other times you want the banish but struggle to finish off the monster with the ember. The Structural Ember can be used once per day to get 5 each of the planks and fasteners needed to bridge the Orc Chasm. You need 30 of each to complete the bridge, so this gets you 1/6 of the way there. Finally, the tradable miniature Embering Hulk can be consumed once per day to fight an Embering Hulk at no adventure cost, unless you lose, which costs an adventure. The Embering Hulk cannot be copied, and its untradable Embering Hunk drop cannot be duplicated. Embering Hunks accumulate until you have 21, at which point you can use all 21 to get an untradable familiar hatchling, the Ember Egg. Use the Ember Egg to get the familiar Emberiza aureola. Its familiar equipment is a tiny ember, which gives slight cold resistance. The Emberiza aureola does hot damage in combat and grants a yellow ray skill with a 50 adventure cooldown once you reach 100 familiar experience. Using the yellow ray skill resets your familiar's experience to 1. Yellow rays instantly kill the opponent, force all of their non-conditional items to drop, and cannot be used again until the cooldown effect Everything Looks Yellow expires. This makes the Emberiza aureola the only yellow ray in standard that you can use without owning a relevant item of the month, and the yellow ray with the shortest cooldown, other than the matching avatar skills, or the 8 days a week Pillkeeper's Explode Null at 30 adventures. Yellow rays are useful in all kinds of situations, whether getting items that otherwise have a low chance to drop, or moving a council quest forward, such as getting the full War Frat or Hippie outfits. So how does the box boxed Sept-Ember Censer measure up? Well, there's a lot here to help during ascensions, and after defeating the naughty sorceress, it can be tricky to get the most value. As examples, leveling up using the mouthwash involves maximizing your cold resistance, and using the Emberiza aureola's yellow ray involves building its familiar experience. I rate the censer 3 out of 5 stars for quality of life. Item farmers will enjoy the extra opportunity to get items with the Septapus summoning charm and forcing drops with the yellow ray. The free Embering Hulk fight can be used to get more meat and items, such as through the Hopo Monkey's ability to steal meat, or Mr. Ching's Spectacles item drops. I rate the censer 2 out of 5 stars for farming. The only relevance to PvP is the 2 new effects that can be gained directly or wished for to improve your score for the minigame measuring who has the most effects. So I rate the boxed Sept-Ember Censer 1 out of 5 stars for PvP. The Mmm-brr brand mouthwash is a boon for speedrunners who can use it to level up fast without spending a single adventure. The structural ember speeds up building the bridge, and the Emberiza aureola may help you get drops at the critical time. I rate the censer 5 out of 5 stars for speedruns. I hope this helps you decide if you should pick one up.